I wanted to tell you a little bit of some background of my Young Living Convention workshop. So, um, so I did my workshop on mindset, and um, there were long pauses. My sister's boyfriend said, like, I liked those really thoughtful pauses. They were perfectly placed. And I was like, oh, you don't even know, like, what happened. So here's what happened. There was a whole backstory, and I could have given up. I could have said no. I could have thrown a fit. I could have done a number of things, but I didn't. And I did my workshop, and for the most part, no one could tell that I was nervous. No one could tell that I was frazzled. No one could tell that I was like losing my spot the whole entire time. Only people that were really close to me knew. Okay, so I was originally supposed to talk about the new website platform. Being on the advisory board, they knew that I could help teach about that. But the new website platform's not quite done. So we, don't mind my dog. So I was just to co-host this workshop with Mike Connaughton, who's in leadership development. And I was like, okay, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I just have no idea what to say. You're gonna have to like give us a script or an outline, since like everything with the website's like so still being developed and last minute. And then so for like a week I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. I'm supposed to do this workshop. I hope I can figure it out. I hope it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Because mind you, for the website, like we only saw that one little video that you guys saw at convention, and then a couple other little things. But I was like, sure, I will do this, right? Push myself out of my comfort zone, do scary things. And then maybe like a week after that, Mike contacts me and is like, oh, we're not going to be able to do the website because it's not being launched in time, and there's too many questions about what's going on. So we want you to do a workshop. What would you like to talk about? And I was like, I don't know. Well, like mindset's what I talk about. Like, if I can talk about mindset, I can pretty much talk about that in my sleep, right? And he's like, that's great. And I was like, okay, like, what do you need from me? And he's like, well, we need an outline tomorrow. And I was like, what? Okay. And he's like, actually, conduct needs a script. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay. Well, like if there's anybody else that you want to have talk, like if you want somebody else to have like extra time, like if events needs more time for corporate, like feel free, like you don't have to have me talk at all. Like don't feel obligated because you're canceling the website platform to keep me on. So I was thinking like, here's my out. Like they're going to be like, yes, oh, that would be great. Like to have more time for somebody else. And he's like, no, like we really want you to do a workshop. So I'm like, crap, okay. Okay, yeah, I can get a script together, sure. So in all of my other workshops for convention or big things like that, I only have an outline because I have like a key statement, and then I just kind of know, like talk for a couple of minutes about that statement. I have never written it out word for word because I know the content for the most part. I want to talk just like authentically and from the top of my head. So I was like, okay, well, I will write out this whole script. This is going to be great. How much time do I have? And he's like, 45 minutes. I was like, awesome. That will give me time to talk about like power of the mind, and then a little bit about something specific, and then I can do a guided imagery, which I haven't been able to do for quite a while because of time restraints when I've done workshops. My last workshop that I did was at Diamond Bound, and I didn't have time to do guided imagery, I don't think, for that. So I was super excited. Yay, I get to do this guided imagery, finally, help people get rid of their blockages. And had to sit down and write it out word for word, which I've never done before. It took like pages and pages. Turned it in like on a Thursday or something like that. It had to be approved by conduct. And they're like, oh, by the way, we're gonna book you a studio on Tuesday for you to go and record this. And so in my head, I thought like, oh, we'll just be doing like a Zoom, like they'll record a Zoom, it'll just be the background of my house, or like they can just special effect the background in or whatever. But no, they're like, no, you're gonna go to the studio, we're gonna book it. They'll have 2 screens. One will have like your PowerPoint, one will have your script or notes. And I'm like, PowerPoint? Like what? Oh my God. That means like I have to get my graphic designer involved to like make PowerPoints. I'm like, what? Okay, whatever, I can figure this out. So then I get a thing from conduct or from the workshop coordinators, and they're like, no PowerPoints. There's no PowerPoints. Nope, it's just going to be you talking with the background, no PowerPoints. And I was like, okay, I'll just write the script. So I finish the script, turn it in. Like, sure, I will go on Tuesday. Like, thank God I didn't have anything scheduled on Tuesday to go and record this. And so I got something back from conduct on like Saturday or Sunday saying like everything is good, just like pay attention to this wording for opportunity or whatever. And I was like, well, I didn't even say that, didn't I? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so Tuesday comes and I'm like prepared. I had to buy this HDMI thing for my Mac laptop because my Mac top doesn't have a USB, so I had to like Amazon Prime that because they're like it has to be an HDMI to an HDMI cable. So I brought my laptop, I brought my new adapter, I brought water, and I was like, I'm gonna be early because I don't want to be stressed. I'm gonna like start sweating if I'm stressed because I sweat really easily. So I get to the place, it's like right when quarantine starts happening, right? So I show up to this big building in Rancho Bernardo, which is like 25-30 minutes away from me. There's no cars in it, but I'm like, okay, it's probably just because of quarantine. I get out, I walk to the building, find the suite, and it's locked. And I'm like, what the heck? Like I'm 5 minutes early and the door is locked. And I'm like, what just happened? What the heck? I don't know what to do. So then I go and look at my emails and I see that like the confirmation of the location is this address, and I call the number. Thankfully somebody answers and he's like, oh, sorry, they must have sent you the wrong address. That's our corporate office. You need to go to this address. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so that's like another 20 minutes in a different direction. So I'm like, okay, well, just let them know I'm on my way, rush over there. Thankfully, there's no traffic. Get there, like rush in. I'm like, so sorry, sorry I'm late. They sent me to the other place. I walk in and it's just like this dark, it's like a recording studio, like what you see on TV. And it's like, oh my God, like this is so weird. And like there's a brick background behind me and it looks like a cave, and I'm like, oh, this is so weird. And they just have like this little like belly cocktail table, and they're like, just put your laptop there, we'll hook it up. And they're like, okay, so we're gonna run through this twice, 20 minutes each. You good? And I was like, 20 minutes? What? No, like I was told I had 45 minutes, and they're like, oh no, like 25 max. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what in the heck? And so it's like, well, no, like I was told 45. I don't know what to do. And so I was like, is there someone from Young Living that you can call? Because I was told 45. So like, we need to figure this out. So he calls his boss, or whoever, not his boss, whoever's in charge of like the whole production of the convention thing, who happens to be in an office with somebody from events, and they chit chat for a while, and then they come back and they're like, okay, well, can you do it in 30? And I was like, well, yeah, but I need to like change my notes, like my whole script, you know? And they're like, okay, well, you know, take 10 minutes. And so like, I'm like, oh my God, I have to like cut this, I have to cut this, I have to like make transitions sound better. And like, they're sitting there and they're just like, you know, like bored out of their mind. And they're there in the beginning of quarantine. So I'm feeling super bad. Like they're having to work when like maybe they might not feel comfortable about working and being in this space. And so I'm trying to like rush, get this done, cut this, cut that, cut all of the guided imagery stuff. And then I'm like, okay, you guys have like a clicker thing, right? Like to like click through the notes. And they're like, no, we don't. You can just use your laptop and scroll. And I'm like, I'm not good at using my laptop. I'm usually on my desktop and I use a mouse, and I suck at like scrolling on the little mouse of a laptop. So I'm like, how am I going to do that and talk and look over here where my notes are and like not look like an idiot? Because I don't want to just read, right? So like, okay, like mindset, just do this, you can do this, like you know the information, just look at the notes here and there to find like what you're supposed to talk about. So I'm like, okay, let's just do this. Like I'm feeling pressured, I'm sweating. They had to put like some kind of powder on me that because they were like, you're too shiny, and the whole time they're putting the powder on me, I'm like, oh, like what is this crap that they're putting on me? Like it's probably full of lead and toxins, and so I'm sweating, and then they're putting powder on me, and like pits are sweating, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then they're like, okay, you ready? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready. So I go through it. And I'm trying to scroll, and then like the screen with my whole script like written out in sentences is like over here, and I'm trying to like the camera is here, and I'm trying to not look so obvious that I'm reading. And so those long pauses that you saw were not me being thoughtful and giving you time to process. Those long pauses were me scrolling and then me looking at the notes going, oh God, I just scrolled past. Where am I? I don't even know. Like scroll down, scroll up, take a deep breath, like find where you're at. Oh my God, I don't even know. So, yeah, so just know that like, if you get an opportunity to do anything with your business, there will be challenges, there will be obstacles that will make it super easy to just tap out and be like, no thanks, like, nope, too hard. And I want to encourage you to push yourself beyond that, because the amount of positive feedback that I got for people hearing, listening, watching, and learning from my workshop and feeling like their business can be propelled from my workshop was more rewarding than all the grief, the sweat, the stress, the worry, the freaking out of me scrolling and being like, oh my God, where am I? I can't find my place. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. And all of the fears of like, I'm gonna look like an idiot, and like I'm totally inconveniencing these people, and like, oh my God, Young Living's gonna be like, this is an awful workshop because she looks so awkward and it looks like she's reading, and like all these thoughts were going through my head the whole entire time, but I did it anyway. And I want to just encourage you to just do it anyway. look like a fool, look like an idiot. Who cares? Whatever. If you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and you are sharing something that will be of value, even if it's only to one person, that is worth it. And so I just want to encourage you to push yourself out of that comfort zone, do scary things, find that mindset where you just shut that negativity, that doubt, that fear. Like I still have it too, you guys. I'm a Royal Crown Diamond. I should not be freaking out about these things. I've talked about this stuff up and down. I know it like the back of my hand. But yet I had those doubtful, fearful, scared thoughts, those I want to quit thoughts, and I fought through it. So I really want to just encourage you. The reason why I told you this story is because some people might look at that workshop and be like, oh, Carol, she knocked it out of the park. Whether I did or not, I want you to know the reality of the backstory so that you know, like, while it might look like I was polished and I knew what I was talking about and whatever, I was freaking out the entire time and left the recording just thinking like, oh, like I don't even know like what that's gonna look like. And I was nervous up until what, like it was over. I watched it and I was watching it like cringing and going like, oh my God, like I can see, like looking over the notes the whole time. I could see that I was like scrolling and trying to figure out where the heck I was. So I only focused on the negative stuff, and I'm just like you. If I can do this, you can do this too. So I just wanted to share that story and encourage you to do those scary things. Okay? Love you all. Hope you had a great convention for those of you that were able to watch the convention stuff and had the tickets. And hope you guys are loving all the new products. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.